find that out before we start a session, because this session could go in a whole bunch of different directions. So I'm going to ask, give me a hand in the air. Are you a regular ed classroom teacher? Ooh, good. Some of my brethren there. Special education teacher? Either RSP or self-contained. District administrator or special ed administrator. Okay. You'll be keeping me honest. School site administrator. Okay, you also will keep me honest. Site specialist, like a psychologist or an intervention specialist. Oh, we've got a nice little group. It looks like we have a lot of regular ed classroom teachers, and that's good. Now I'm going to pull you on what you like. That's my son, poor guy. He gets like dragged into being my model for things. And this is a polling concept. It's something you can do with your classes as well. Fist to 5. Let's start this side. Fist. I have no idea what you're talking about. 5. I know what you're talking about. And this is a rating. Fist, I know nothing. 1 word I recognized. 2 fingers, I recognize a couple words. 3, I have some idea what you're talking about. 4, I know what you're talking about. And 5, I know it well enough to explain it to somebody else. And because we know that's the highest level, when the kids are there, they've got it, solid, right? So, what do you know? I'm going to ask Fist to 5, RTI. Okay, I've got some 3s, some 5s, some 4s, 2s. Some of you probably know more than I do. That's good. Let's see the 2s again. Okay. Can a 5, any 5s want to give a quick definition of that for me? Go ahead.
Response to intervention.
Okay, so it's what kind of interventions?
Starting with, you have 3 tiers, 4 tiers, 5 tiers, depending on what kind of model you have. You start with basic curriculum, universal across the board with every student. And for those students who do not make progress, then you go up to a tier 2, and that can range from more individual within the classroom, or you have an aide doing something, or you may have an intervention specialist doing to supplement what's going on, or to do some direct intervention of those skills that may be missing, or even standards. And tier 3 yeah. Could be special ed or more intensive intervention to get those skills up so they can start meeting those standards.
Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. What's going on. The thing is, you either respond to the intervention. If the kid's not responding, they get kicked up to the next level of intervention. You don't sit there when they're not responding and say, what should we do? I don't know. What should you do? I don't know. What should you do? You know, you do something about it. IDEA, Fist to 5 over an IDEA. And I've got a couple of 2s, a couple of fists. Do I have any 5s on IDEA? Okay. Individuals with disabilities,
Educational Act.
Educational Act, thank you. See, you guys know more than I do. You're holding out. And that is the federal law governing special education. We won't go into a lot of details about it, but it says that it's supposed to be an individual plan tailored to the student. And that's why you have IEPs, individual education plans. Not whole class education plans to deal with it. How do you feel about technology for productivity for the adults getting information? Using technology for adults to get information about kids who are having trouble performing in school. Fist to 5. Okay. Well, doing things like using electronic record systems for the students, sharing information electronically with teachers. No, what do you know about it? Do you feel like, you know a lot of different ways to do it. Your district's implementing it, you're comfortable, you'll be over at the 5 level or maybe the 4. You kind of know that your district has a system, you use it a little bit. You have no idea, you're still doing things paper and pen, you're going to be at the 2, 1, or 0 level. Okay, so I've got 3s, any 2s, 1s. Okay, I may have some surprises in here for you. A lot of it may, when I get to that part of it, may be stuff you already know. And then I'm going to ask you, give me the hurry up. You're going too slow for me when we're in that section, because I'm going to talk about tools that we as adults can use to make our tracking systems and how we're keeping track of these kids more efficient. And if it's going too slow at that point, like I said, just shh. And if it's too fast, just slow down. Okay, technology for students is an intervention for students. You may know it as assistive technology, universal design for learning. You may not know what those acronyms mean, but have some idea about different ways technology can be used to go over and help students who either have an identified disability or, in the case of RTI, when they're at the lower tiers, they're not going to have an identification. How do you feel about what you know about that? Are you at 0, 1? Well, darn, a lot of you could have done this. I wish Mike had known, but he called me at Disneyland. Okay, good. Do we have it? I wasn't seeing. I saw a lot of people not putting their hands up. Do you guys feel like you're at 0 level? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is wah, 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 wah. I'm into Charlie Brown, the folks who didn't. You feel like, do you guys feel like maybe? Once again, if it's too slow, you can rush me along. Here's where I pull you. Who wants to learn more about RTI? Raise your hands. Okay. It looks like maybe we're running in the 50 to 2/3 range on that, so we'll cover that. Technology for adults in the RTI process, because sometimes the adults are the ones who need the assistive technology. Okay. More about technology for students as an intervention. Okay. So we'll talk a bit about that. Who am I? Not an expert, I'm sorry. I'm the gal they called because my district, my particular school actually, because my whole district's not doing it, happened to do RTI. So I'm just the person who's a little bit farther along the process than some other folks. I'm a teacher. I'm a computer lab teacher. I do prep. I relieve teachers for their prep periods in elementary school. And I'm a parent. I'm a parent of a child identified with autism spectrum disorder. So I've sat on both sides of the table over in the process. And I'm a technologist, so I know some ways to make life easier. Okay, my school. A lot of poor kids. Not many white kids, and those that are there are poor. The Asian students, and no, they're not Japanese or Chinese American students. They are Southeast Asian refugees. They come from pre-literate, non-literate cultures. So when people see that, they think, oh, well, a quarter of your kids are Asian. No, they have a lot of, and wonderful community, great community. A lot of strength over in that community, but it's not the Asian population a lot of people are thinking of. 41% are English language learners, and 50% of our students are identified as students with disabilities. That's higher than the state average, which is running 13. Yeah,